It'll cost an estimated £32 billion and bring trains travelling at 225 miles per hour between London and Birmingham, with plans to eventually extend as far north as Leeds. Opponents say it's a waste of money, will destroy the environment as well as homes and businesses. But those in favour of the project say it'll boost the economy and create jobs. I spoke to Joe Rukin, one of the campaigners fighting against HS2, and asked whether the changes the government has implemented to the plans has made hearing the news of the go-ahead any easier.
Trying to meet you halfway.
No. See, this is the thing. Again, that's a beautiful example of government spin. At the consultations, we knew that some of these tunnels were coming because we spoke to the engineers, and for example, the tunnel in Amersham is the one that they made the big fuss about, the Chiltern Tunnel. And the engineers said, this deep cutting that we've got on this really high wall, it's unsustainable. We're going to have to do something else. And the only other thing that they could do there was a tunnel. You know, we knew that there was a tunnel coming in Ruislip because, again, it was a better engineering solution. And if you put it underground, because obviously Ruislip is London, so you're going through loads of houses that are £500,000 each, simply not because they're massive posh houses, but because they're in London. So you put it underground, you're not only coming up with a better engineering solution, but also you're lowering your compensation bill.
Although Phase 2, which involves the route being extended from Birmingham as far north as Leeds, is yet to be given the go-ahead, I asked Joe if now that Phase 1 has been given the green light, it's time to throw the towel in.
Oh no, absolutely not. The thing is, it's been a massive wake-up call for our support. You've seen things like Twitter and Facebook have exploded over the last few days. A lot of our people have woken up. What do we do now? And at the moment, we're at a stage where it's not a question of whether or not there will be a legal challenge. It's a question of how many legal challenges there are going to be.
The government say HS2 will boost the economy in the UK, but what about the Midlands in particular? I met with the Vice President of the Birmingham Chamber of Commerce, Steve Britton, who owns an engineering company in the Midlands, to ask him if his business will benefit as a result.
Oh yes, it'll benefit. Not as much as a lot of the West Midlands will. We're in capital goods and in manufacturing our products. It involves negotiations, contract negotiations, signing contracts. It involves overseas visitors, predominantly from long-haul distances, China, Mexico, coming here to pass machinery off. It can't all be done on a webcam. People do have to visit. You cannot replace face-to-face to build business relationships.
HS2 is set to shave 20 minutes off of a journey between London and Birmingham. Campaigners say saving this amount of time cannot justify the expense and destruction it'll bring.
Irrelevant. Why do we make a headline out of 20 minutes? It's neither here nor there. If we look at what we're doing, we're producing a railway that will get from A to B much quicker, yes, but we're producing a railway that's dedicated to getting from A to B, that therefore takes that off the current lines. The benefits then start in allowing those lines to be used for local services and give much more connectivity.
But it's not just changes to the economy or the environment that HS2 will bring, but to the lives of those living along the planned route. This farm in Middleton, North Warwickshire, is in the path of HS2. Owners Tim and Barbara Marsland have built up their equestrian business for over 20 years. I went to the farm to ask them what impact the project would have on them.
Well, the viaduct that's planned is going to scare all the horses, and it's going to spoil the quiet riding environment for all our clients who keep the horses here because it's a quiet rural location where they can enjoy the quiet hacking, which won't be possible when there's several bridges and tunnels to negotiate with high-speed trains going over or through them.
The couple plan to sell the business to fund their retirement, but now their future is uncertain.
The premises are our own, and when we want to sell up in sort of 10-15 years' time, it's all going to be still up in the air. And
we invested all our savings and money in this place so that it would be
greatly devalued now.
Something to sell and retire with. But obviously that's not going to be a great deal of money. It's going to be difficult to try and sell it with the future plans of the railway.
Having learnt the fate of their livelihood from the media and having had no contact from the government whatsoever, I asked the couple if they had any messages they would like to send to the government.
I think they need to think about whose lives they're disrupting, to be honest, because we've worked hard all our lives and never claimed a penny off benefits for anything. And we've worked hard to get this, and now we've got nothing, basically. It's very, very stressful. It's a very, very stressful situation.
Is it something that's just dominating your thoughts in your lives all the time?
Well, you think about it every day, yes. You
because we're self-employed, we have to just get on with it. But it is very, very stressful, and I don't know how long.
It's in your mind all the time. Every time you walk up the field with the horses, you think what it could be like in years to come. The tranquility and the peace and quiet and the river and the birds and the wildlife and the horses. It could be ruined, just like that.
It's our financial future that is concerning us more than anything. But then again, there are people along the route that are worse off than we are. They're going to lose more, probably. But that's it for you.
Considerable estimations have been made regarding the amount of money HS2 will bring to the economy, say supporters of the project. But the opposition says the cost to the lives of those living along the route is immeasurable.